Mm-hmm.
Hello, Lucy.
Hi.
Hi. All right. So I promised to Kyle that I will record a video for him about his amazing 12 shifts for learner-centered environment. And when I saw this this infographic, I actually was overwhelmed because I was like, oh my gosh, this is exactly like great for ASPINTOA method and to show what where is the future and why are we creating what we are creating. But I didn't want to do the video by myself. I just wanted to take you or other students who are working with ASPINTOA cards and ASPINTOA method to actually see how you see the shifts. Yeah, and what does it mean for you? So it's not my words, but it's your words. So how to create more engaged and empowered learners, and we're gonna go through each of them together, so you can share your point of view. Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Okay, so the first one is learning design. So it's from teacher designed to co-designed. So how does ASPINTOA method and cards work with this?
I think it's like that not just one person has to tell us what to do, that we can all together work out what should we do with it, or like how should we play the game.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, and can you co-design it with us?
Of course.
Mm-hmm. How can you co-design? How did you co-design the transgender cards with us?
Maybe like suggesting some pictures or questions or some topics you could use.
Mm-hmm. And you actually worked with the Rebel Girls book, right? And
Yes.
because of the stories, you actually implemented the questions and everything into the cards, and we made it for you. So now all kids can actually use it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. The second one is learning process. So first it was led by content, and the future goes to led by inquiry. So what can you tell me about that and method?
That we don't have to just like use some textbooks or just some like paper to like learn from it, but we can like ask questions, play games, and like other stuff, so we can find out more about it.
Mm-hmm. And how is it different when you have, for example, a book and now you have the unique double-sided cards? Or why is it helping you to actually ask a lot of questions?
I think because like the cards have like a lot better pictures than some school books, and they are just like more interesting for me.
Mm-hmm. And can you explain us the four-step method in it? Like that we have four types of cards. How does it go together? With the word so is number one.
Whoa. I can't remember how they go after each other, but
Mm-hmm. So the word is, I'll help you. The word so is number one. Yeah.
so like it is to learn like just like short words and phrases.
Mm-hmm. The vocabulary. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Step number two. Yeah. So you start with words and then you create the dialogue with dialogists. So how do you use that?
You use the words learned from like the previous section, we can say, and
Yeah,
just
so it's
use
connected.
it to, so it's connected, like yeah, like so you just can like make dialogues, make sentences, like talk with people.
Yeah. The third step is to put it into practice. So it's called the Grammax, right? And it's designed on quizzes. Yeah, so you can learn grammar even, and or you can do quizzes to learn about new stuff and learn how to learn actually with it.
So you can just like for the Grammax, just like just to practice everything you learned like previously.
Okay, and the last step is infinite. It's called like infinite possibility. Yeah, and those how do they look like? those cards?
They are just like pictures, only pictures with no words and everything. So you just have to figure out yourself what to say and what to think about it.
Great, great, thank you. Yeah, so that's why you ask a lot of questions here. So number 3 is inquiry. The teacher is asking the questions, and now the students are asking questions. So how does ASPINTOA method goes there?
I think that not just like with the teacher, not just one person has to like ask the rest, like the rest of the people, the students. They can like learn from each other, ask each other the questions, not just from one adult, we can say.
Yeah, okay, perfect. The next one, content acquisition. It might be isolated by discipline, and now we need to move forward to relevant and transdisciplinary. So in between the subjects, for example, or projects, even better.
I think it's like that we don't have to like stick to just one topic. We can just like do one and then move to another one. Just
okay. And when I'm thinking about Infide, for example, right now, you have how many topics in one box? It's a lot, right?
Like on one card there's a whale, on the other card there's ice cream.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Next one, the student work. So right now we have lots of worksheets and test-based content at work and at school, and we are moving to real world inquiry or product or service. So how does it go together with ASPINTOA?
That we don't have to use just like paper, but we can like learn from many more things, like from the things around us, from the world.
And do those cards relate to that?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, you have the feeling. Okay. The next one is motivation. So students are working for some grades sometimes, and the future goes into to pursue the interest and real world problems. So how does this method go together with this?
That we don't work for just like we can say a meaningless grade, but we work for the feeling that we can do it. We can talk like this.
Yeah. So during our Sweden-Chile weekends, we, for example, designed the future schools. Yeah. The project, how it might look like the future. What would you like to see inside of future schools, or how can we change them into the centers or clubs? Yeah. Okay. The next one is a student reflection. Yeah. So it goes both ways, which is great. The product focused and process focused. So how does ASPINTOA method goes here?
That we can see like where have we made it, like the very end, but we can also see how we got there, like the process.
Okay, and do you enjoy the process? Do you enjoy the the way to it? Okay, task completion. It can be again both-sided, so you can work with things independently or you collaborate with the cards, for example. So how does it go together?
That we can work by ourselves, maybe like at school or at home, but we can also work together. We can play games, or just like even maybe 3 or 4 people can talk with one card, like at one time.
Great. Okay. The next one is discussion and learning experience. So before it was teacher-led, right now we are moving into Socratic or facilitated things. So how does ASPINTOA method solve this?
That there isn't just one specific person who has to teach us, but we all work on it together, like I said previously.
Okay. The project assessment, progress monitored by teacher, and now the students and peers can help each other.
That like the progress that we make in the topic, that there isn't just one person to like show us what have we accomplished, but like the other students or the other children can just like tell us, hey, you did a good job.
Okay. Audience for work. This is interesting for me to just when you finish some project, for example, the teacher might evaluate it, and now you can share it in the future with the public audience, so it's more authentic. So how can ASPINTOA method work here? What can you imagine?
Just like we don't have like an assignment that we have to finish and give it to one specific person, but we can just finish the assignment and just share it with our friends, the other students, or on the internet.
Okay, so it has the real impact on others. Great. And last one, project delivery. Yeah, school-based, and it goes to community connected. So
that it's not just like we don't have to learn just at school, but like outside in the world, in the community.
And when you finish the project right now in school, do you share it somehow with the community like we do here in Sweden, Chile, or?
At school, it's completely different.
Okay, and can you imagine sharing it with community somehow? How this could be done?
I can imagine it, but it's not very realistically looking.
Okay, so what do you think about these 12 shifts of learner-centered environment?
I think it's amazing. I think everyone should listen to this.
And when you see the first column here, would you check every box that this is right now happening in the school that you go to, or something is already here?
I think that everything is like in the left column.
Okay. So what can we do with it? What can we do with it? Do we have the power to change it? Do you believe into transforming?
We have, but people don't want to.
Okay. What do you mean by people?
Like the teachers, the students.
Okay. So we need some innovators, right? To start. Do you consider yourself?
And some really good ones. Some really good ones.
Yeah. And how much do you consider yourself an innovator?
I'm not sure like how big of an innovator I am, because at school nobody listens to me, so like I just keep everything to myself.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for sharing. I will send this video to Kyle, and we'll see. Maybe he's gonna be interested into what we have done and how can we learn differently and lead differently the schools for the future. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.